What is your cultural background?
I'm white. That's really it. I'm Irish and British, but it's weird because we don't really celebrate my heritage, so to speak. So there's no like traditional Irish or British things that are really incorporated into my family life.
Okay. What are your personal beliefs on LGBTQ rights and issues?
Um, I think that regardless of whatever someone thinks or feels, everybody should be treated with the utmost respect. And you can't degrade somebody just for loving someone who happens to be the same sex as them. And you don't have to agree that that's the right thing to do, um, that this is natural. You don't have to agree with that, but you need to at least respect them and respect their dignity as people. And I think that's what people forget a lot is that people who are in the LGBTQ community, they're people. And that comes first, regardless of what you may think what they're doing is right or wrong.
Hmm. How do you think your cultural background or experiences have influenced this belief, or if it influenced the belief at all?
Um, I'm not entirely sure if it influenced my thoughts on that. I grew up Catholic. I'm no longer a part of the church, but for 12 years I went to Catholic school, and there wasn't really a big stress on the issue. Um, there was a couple encounters I had with teachers who expressed their um, disdain for it. Um, but overall, I don't think you can just believe what the church believes because that's what the church believes because things change over time. Like that's like saying, I don't know, 200 years ago, how not even more than that, you would be okay with like mass persecution of people because that's what the church is doing at the time. And right now, you know, you even look at the Pope right now and he's for LGBTQ rights. And he doesn't necessarily agree that, a man and a man should copulate, but you still have to respect people. I don't know if that answered that question.
What's your cultural background?
My cultural background, I'm of English and Irish ancestry, and I was born into a conservative, strict Christian family and a very strict upbringing.
And what are your personal beliefs on LGBT rights issue?
My general ideas about the rights for gay, lesbian, trans, bisexual, transgendered people is kind of shaped by my religious outlook. I was trained by my grandmother to believe that essentially we had no right to judge other people and to put our own viewpoints on others. That basically, therefore, since I can't judge people, I cannot in any way have a negative idea or viewpoint of people with different sexual preferences and identities. And that kind of shapes the way that I look at all these issues. I truly believe that God exists and God gave us a heart to feel and a brain to think with. And if God made us, he made us therefore straight, gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgendered. So therefore we are who we are because of God's plan. So therefore I don't think anyone for any either political or religious or social reasons should have a negative viewpoint of LGBT people.
My name is Ellie, and I'm a political science major at Salisbury University. I'm a junior, and I'm from St. Mary's County, which is a really rural county in Maryland, and it's very Republican. I support LGBT rights. I know a lot of people who are gay or lesbian. My aunt is lesbian, one of my best friends is lesbian, and I just really support their right to love whoever they want to. I don't think anyone else should be able to control that.
Hi, I'm Riley. I'm a junior here at Salisbury, and my cultural background is that I was raised in the Catholic Church and more on the Republican side, and I went to school in California my freshman year, and so my culture doesn't necessarily agree with the LGBT community, but being in California really opened up my eyes, being in a liberal school, and a lot of my friends were gay and lesbian, so I just feel like I'm more open to that community and understanding of the Hi, I'm Riley. I'm a senior here at Salisbury. My cultural background, I grew up in Western Maryland in Allegheny County, which is a completely red zone of Maryland. My take on the rights of the LGBT community are that they have the same rights as anyone else in this country and should be able to do anything that they want just as any straight individual is allowed to do. Thank you.
What is your cultural background?
Moorish American.
Moorish American.
What are your views on gay rights?
I believe that the gay rights issue is something that they already have. Like, they already have these rights. They face inequality within the workplace. They face inequality within pay. They face similar situations as minorities, but it's not to that degree, or it's not. They don't have that historical background. They were granted the rights to marriage, but they're trying to fight something that they already have.
My personal issue on the gay rights is that they're fighting for something I guess they believe that they were supposed to have. In the sense that I don't understand in the male part that males are predominantly dominant and we have the privilege to do certain things. So on the gay side, I don't really understand the need to want rights. On the feminine side, I understand that because there isn't really equality among men and women.
How do you think your cultural background and experience influence these beliefs?
Basic African history show you that homosexuality was not accepted through our communities. It wasn't accepted definitely through our families. We didn't even picture ourselves having sex with the same gender. So my cultural background would completely deny that. I couldn't even do that in my household. My mother do what?
Hey Maya,
Hi.
just wanted to ask you a couple questions.
Okay.
What do you consider to be your cultural background?
I'm a 19-year-old African American female, and I'm a Christian.
All right. What are your personal beliefs on LGBTQ rights issues in the United States?
Well, I believe that everyone deserves the right to love. Everyone deserves happiness, and how you obtain that, it's all up to you. I don't judge anyone for any of their sexual orientation or anything. It's not my place, so.
Okay. And how do you think your cultural background and experiences have influenced this belief?
I was raised to not judge people, so like my family really influenced my beliefs on everything and how to just interact with people in the community.
All right. Well, thank you for answering my questions.
What is your cultural background?
I am 20. I'm white. I have lived in Maryland my entire life, and while I would classify myself as Christian, I'm not extremely religious because I didn't grow up going to church, but I do believe in God.
What are your personal beliefs on LGBTQ rights issues?
Well, I do 100% support gay marriage and adoption and all of that. And I do support the trans bathroom. I do support that, but I know that there's going to be a lot of issues along with that.
How do you think your cultural background and experiences influence this belief?
I've been raised to treat everyone the way I want to be treated, as cliche as that sound. I've been raised not to judge by race or sexual preference or anything. I've been just raised to treat everyone the same. And
what is your cultural background?
I am white. Historically, my family hails from England and Scotland.
Okay. What are your personal beliefs on LGBTQ rights and issues?
It's my personal belief that LGBTQ rights are human rights. As a gay man, I feel that I have the ability to participate in society in a fully functioning way, and I feel like my rights as a citizen of America should reflect that. I think that full equality and recognition of the LGBT people as a 10 million strong community within America is something that needs to happen within the next decade, or else we will see a monumental step backwards in terms of liberalism, in terms of the defining principles of America would really be uprooted. So I think this needs to be an issue that we as a country address very soon and very seriously.
All right. How do you think your cultural background and experiences in life have influenced this belief?
I was raised in a family where rationality was always appreciated. My family was religious, and my extended family is very religious. Kind of just a kind of non-denominational Christian household. My parents always told me that they knew I was gay from a very young age, so I think that they've definitely raised me consciously in a way that would sort of foster a sense of belonging, no matter sort of how I felt. And I think that I'm very privileged, first of all, in that I had parents who were so accepting and who could see from an early age that I was going to be different, and that I would sort of need to be told that I belonged in ways that you can't necessarily tell like a 5-year-old, like, it's okay if you like boys, but they did it in other ways. And I really, really am appreciative of that, because I look at their upbringing and I think that I think it could have been very, very different for me. But they are people who very much value, different opinions. They see that diversity is something that can bring strength to a family unit, to a community. And they kind of always taught me that as long as you have an argument and as long as you can stand up for yourself, then there's nothing wrong with what you believe, who you are, what you do. As long as you're not like murdering people. They were kind of just like, you go live your life and do what makes you happy, as long as you are just doing the best that you can. And so those are really the principles that I've tried to enshrine within myself, both personally and professionally, and that extends to government, that extends to political science, that extends to my fight for rights as a gay man. So while my cultural upbringing, while being white, didn't necessarily directly impact my like being gay growing up or my view of it, my view of rights overall, I definitely think that the privileges afforded to me by my skin color, by the area that I lived in, by the worldly experiences that my parents sought to give me, definitely sort of shaped my belief about the fundamental rights that all humans have, and that we really just should be accepting of everyone, no matter their differences.